There may be deeper agendas behind why they're pushing feminism, but women need to understand that bringing feminism into your family, into your home, is not going to help you, because we're not equal. We're supposed to complement each other. That's why it's failing. But now we have men subscribing to it indirectly or directly, and they think they're intellectual, they're intelligent. But for the most part, they sound stupid.
Feminism killed it.
Yep. You know, in Japan, it's the cultural.
Yeah, that's the reality.
Will never come back. For chivalry to come back, women have to start to concede on some of their rights and or their privileges. And the reality is that most women are never going to give up their rights and or privileges, because women get the benefit of being treated as equal while simultaneously enjoying the benefits of being a lady. What do I mean by this? Well, if you go out with a date on a man, even if you're a high power attorney, you make $200,000 per year, you're still going to expect the man to pay for the date. You're still going to expect the man to protect you if something crazy happens. You're going to still expect the man to be a man. Women pick and choose when they can be a lady, but men are always expected to be masculine. So what I'm saying is this: why are you going to quit while you're ahead? No, you're going to just let me continue to get the benefits of being a lady while simultaneously being equal. And here's the problem: chivalry cannot coexist with equality, which is why it's dead. Right. Women killed it. Feminism killed it.
You know, in Japan, it's the cultural.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I was talking for a while. This happens. Thank you, Kimberly. I was on mute. Thank you. But I'll repeat myself. You need to hear what I said. Okay, I'll repeat myself. So basically, chivalry, right? This guy talked about chivalry and feminism killed chivalry. I disagree, right? It depends on who we're. Again, we have gross levels of generalization going on in this conversation. I get it. It's more entertaining. It gets more views, especially if the generalization speaks more to people's pain, right? So chivalry, the way I was raised, I'm Nigerian by heritage. My grandfather on my father's side has 6 wives, 15 children. On my mother's side has, 3 wives, even though he was a devout Christian elder in the church, right? And, I'm literally like 2nd generation monogamist, right? So a lot of people like me, Nigerians, they cap about that. They think they're westernized. I am westernized quite a lot. Like my wife and I, we speak 85% English, so my children don't even speak any of our native language. We just put them through classes now so they can learn some Yoruba, so the reality is that it's not as simple as some of this. It's not as simple as the intellectual diarrhea make it sounds like. Okay, that's basically what we have here: intellectual diarrhea. People read textbook and they just start pouring nonsense on the internet. Feminism killed chivalry. That's just another way of pointing fingers. This is just another way of not holding ourselves accountable, right? First of all, is there any value in chivalry? If there's no value in chivalry, yes, it will be discarded. It's just a reality of life. There's so many cultural practices, traditional practices that we've discarded over time. It is what it is. It's human beings. We evolve over time. We move. And if you, as a man, all you can do is point fingers in that equation, you're going to hurt yourself. Because, again, you're not addressing the real issue, right? I get it. The context is that women want chivalry. Why should they want chivalry? After all, they want equality. Again, you're competing with women. Again, you think you're in a competition, right? You're not in a competition when you're in a romantic relationship. You're in a competition in a romantic relationship. You will shoot that romantic relationship on the legs before it starts to walk. Okay? That's the issues that we're having in a lot of this conversation. We're having people capping about the fact that they do fall in love, they do simp, they do act out of place when they're in love with a girl, as in like they're not thinking straight, and then they get mad when nothing is guaranteed in life, gentlemen. They get mad, they get angry when it's not reciprocated the way they picture it in their head, right? Oh, she should match the energy. I match energy. Now you have a bunch of women say, I'm going to expect you to match energy too. Effectively being in their masculine energy. Now they're thinking. Now, I was on a conversation yesterday where one of the ladies was like, listen, if you call me at 4 hours later, I will add another 4 hours to that to make it 8 hours before I call you back. They're playing games with themselves because we're teaching them that is a game. It's taken out of context. I do think it's a game, but from a standpoint of there are skill sets involved, right? But now you're playing games with people's heart, right? And then you expect something good to come out of that? No. So let's dissect this really good together.
Here's the reason why chivalry will never come back. For chivalry to come back, women have to start to concede on some of their rights and or their privileges. And
women have to concede on their rights and their privilege. So if you go and talk to women and say they have to concede on rights and privilege, that means you're thinking of romantic relationships in the form of rights and privileges. And that's exactly why you're not successful. That's why the dating scene is in shambles. They're thinking of it in the form of rights and privileges. This whole life is a privilege. That's the bottom line. Every man should know this. This whole life that we're living right now, it's a privilege.
And these are sizable books. They're minimum 200 pages. You can download them absolutely for free by simply going to, for example, this one, you just go to getmymarriageback.com, smartrealestatewholesaling.com, realestatemoneysecrets.com. So yes, I am a 3-times author. Those books are out there for your consumption, and they are also available everywhere on Amazon, anywhere that you pick up books. So in case you prefer a physical book like that.
You're one out of, I don't know, a couple of 100 million spams that made it here. It's your responsibility to make the most out of it. It's a privilege. If a woman comes into your life, it's a privilege. Not because she's the price, quote unquote, because I know that triggers you. I'm calling her the price. I'm caping now, right? No. It's because, forget her for a second. It's because you as a man, you're lucky to be here. And you have a purpose and a mission. And that purpose and the mission is to add value into other people's lives. And if you're not able to do that, then shut up. If you're not able to do that and manage your expectations of other human beings, just shut up. Just go back to your mom's basement. Because you're complaining. That's what you're doing. Let's hear
the reality is that most women are never going to...
See, he says the reality. That's not the reality. The reality is that you get what you get. But I don't know what he's going to say yet. I got triggered. Let's rewind a little bit, right?
Ooh. And the reality is that most women are never going to give up their rights and their privileges because women get the benefit of being treated as equal while simultaneously enjoying the benefits of being a lady.
Yeah.
What do I mean by this? Well,
these are just the reality. He spelled out the reality, but he's trying to paint a different picture as reality. The reality is that you're still talking about a romantic relationship and you're acting like it's a transactional relationship. It's not. There's going to be times that she's doing more, or at least she feels she's doing more, even if she's wrong. And you too, vice versa. That's just the reality because it's feelings and they're not, you're right, they're not accurate when you compare it to reality, but they become reality because our feelings drive how we move. Our emotions drive exactly how we move in life. Even if, quote unquote, they're not accurate. You're right. But our perceptions become reality. How we feel becomes reality, or we use it to create our reality. That's the reality. And for as long as you continue to cap on that, you will continue to complain about this.
You go out with a date on a man, even if you're a high power attorney, you make $200,000 per year, you're still going to expect the man to pay for the date. You're still going to expect the man to protect you if something crazy happens. You're going to still expect the man to be a man. Women pick and choose when...
So again, remember I said these guys, they know the facts. They know the stats, the data, they know all that. Right? His application where they struggle. What about socialization? What about the fact that the man has been socialized to want to lead? He feels much more significant when he pays, when he's able to pay or take care, provide and protect. He feels, as a matter of fact, it's a selfish feeling. And what about that part? Oh, it's a whataboutism, right? I get. But she expects you to do that because she's been socialized to do that. Again, when you start to look at women as they come at you to come at trying to hurt you, you're going to get everything wrong. If anyone, not just women, if anyone is coming at you just to try to come and hurt you, you should not be engaging them. You should also be protecting yourself. You should scream, and just protect yourself. That's what you should be doing, not complaining. But I get it. It's a show, right?
They can be a lady, but men are always expected to be masculine. So what I'm saying is this. Why are you going to quit while you're ahead? No, you're going to just...
Men are not expected to be masculine. It's socialization. It's a society we live in. It's just a reality. Okay? It's just a reality. In the context of this conversation, of course you're expected to be the masculine frame of any situation. Right? You are. But the woman is expecting you to do that, but you're saying it like they're doing something wrong. But I get it. You're trying to paint a picture that they need to adjust and become more masculine. When you engage women and you keep saying this to them, they become masculine because now they're actively trying to think on how to beat you at your own game. And that's the part that no one is talking about yet.
Let me continue to get the benefits of being a lady while simultaneously being equal. And here's the problem.
Let me do this. Let me do that. Like you're capping like you're that intentional. You're not that intentional. You're putting yourself on a pedestal. Both of you the man and the woman, you're not that intentional. You're just another human being like the rest of us, and you're moved by emotions. We can see that with the vein in your head when you're talking.
Chivalry cannot coexist with equality, which is why it's dead. Women killed it.
Equality, when it comes to feminism, has nothing to do with relationships and romantic relationships. It has everything to do with human rights, right? Everything. Now, there may be some deeper agendas that's beyond the scope of this conversation. There may be deeper agendas behind why they're pushing feminism. But women need to understand that bringing feminism into your family, into your home, is not going to help you because we're not equal. We're supposed to complement each other. That's why it's failing. But now we have men subscribing to it indirectly or directly, and they think they're intellectual, they're intelligent. But for the most part, they sound stupid.
Feminism killed it.
Yep. You know, Japan is the cultural.
Yeah, it's the reality.